Hi guys, so this video we're going to be looking at Roman numerals. First thing we're going to do is look at what the symbols mean. Now, the way I want you to think about the symbols is if they are the ingredients to form any number. So the big thing about Roman numerals is that there isn't a zero. So I'll just run through the symbols that we've got. I, which means 1, V, which means 5, X, which means 10, L, which is 50, C, which is 100, D, 500, M, 1000. Now the reason I'm saying they're like ingredients is because from any of those symbols we can make up any number that we need to come up with. Now to do that there are 7 rules that I'm going to run through now, and it will make Roman numerals really easy, so listen on. Okay, just because they're called Roman numerals, don't think this is a history lesson. This is a very famous clock. This is part of Big Ben, and as you can see there, we don't have numbers going from 1 to 12. We have Roman numerals, and you'll be surprised when you look. You might even find at home that you've got a clock that uses Roman numerals. Have a look and see. So once you've learned what each symbol means, the next thing that we need to do is actually learn the rules. Now the first rule is that the numerals should be written in order of size, with the biggest first. So if I wanted to do a number, say 1150, in Roman numerals I would be doing, for the 1000 is M, so I would start with the biggest number. 100 is C, and then 50 is L. So MCL, 1150. So that's rule number 1. The numerals should be written in order of size, with the biggest first. Rule number 2 is that the same numeral cannot be written more than 3 times in a row. So let me explain. 1 is just I. 2 I's. 3 is 3 I's. But if we were going to write 4, we definitely would not write 4 I's. Doesn't work like that at all. But I'll explain more in one of the next rules. Rule number 3. Writing a numeral after a bigger numeral means add it on. So for example, I'm going to show you how you write the number 7. So the number 7 is a V, which means 5, and then 2 I's. V means 5, an I means 1, and I means 1. So you've got 7. 5, 1, 1. If I was to write 13, that would be an X, which means 10, then I. 10, 11, 12, 13. So now we move on to rule number 4, which is writing a numeral before a bigger numeral means subtract it. So this time I'm going to show you how we write number 4. So 4 the way we normally write it, but this time it's a V, which means 5, but we put an I before it. So it's a 5 and a 1 before. The number before 5 is 4, so that's how we do it. So remember before I was saying you definitely, you do not just do 4 lots of I's. That doesn't work, that one does. So rule number 5. An I can be used before a V and an X. So in the last example we showed you that IV equals 4. IX equals 9. So rule number 5, an I can be used before a V and an X. Rule number 6 is that an X can be used before an L, or it can be used before a C. So if we have XL, remembering that L means 50, X means 10, XL is 10 less than 50, which is 40. So that's how you write 40. So now we're on to the final rule, and that is that C can be used before D and M. So CD, remembering that D means 500, C means 100, so 100 less than 500 is 400. Now it can also, the C can be used before the M, so if I wanted to write 900, it would literally be CM. M means 1,000, C means 100, so we've got 100 less than 1,000, which equals 900. So now what we're going to do is look at numbers 1 to 10, just so that you can see these rules in action. So we've got I there, which means 1. I, 2, I, 3, IV, which is 4, V, which is 5, VI, which is 6, VII, which means 7, VIII, which means 8, IX, which means 9, and then X on its own, which means 10. So one final thing, we're just again going to go through what each symbol means. So remember, these are like the ingredients that we're using. So I on its own means 1. V means 5. X means 10. L means 50. C means 100. D means 500. And then finally, M means 1,000.